Hey everyone, my name is Leah, and right now you're watching the Vamp Verza overview on ACGears TV. The Vamp Verza by V-Moda is boasted as the world's first universal docking headphone amplifier, digital to analog converter, and battery pack. That's a lot of things at once. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to this device and do my best to give you an idea of what it's going to do for your audio. So let's start with opening the box. The Vamp Verza comes with 3 cables, USB to micro USB, micro USB to micro USB, and USB to 30-pin for Apple devices. You can also use the Lightning connector for the iPhone 5, but that's not included. It also comes with a sturdy pair of rubber bands as an homage to many other classic handheld portable amplifiers. Something else I'm glad it came with is this cleverly spelled Quick Card. That will give you plenty of information for operating your Vamp Verza right out of the box. Alright, let's look at the Verza itself. The design is sleek, and from looking at it, you know V-Moda went for the cutting edge theme. It feels very sturdy and is made out of machined featherweight metal, weighing in at 190 grams. It comes in 3 colors: shadow, matte black, and white. Each of the colors also have their own unique finish. On the bottom you have your USB and micro USB inputs. You also have a high and low gain switch, so that you can use to toggle between 80 milliwatts and 130 or 150 milliwatts. The USB input can also be used to charge your smartphone and iDevices. On the top is a volume control, 2 switches, and a 3.5mm output. The output is also usable for an optical connection with 3.5mm to SPDIF. The right side has a base battery button to check your battery life as well as toggle the bass boost. There is also a 3D button optimized for home and car audio. Now that you know what it looks like, let's talk about the amplifier. I'm sure many of you already know why you'd need an amp. For those that are a little more fresh to the audio world, an amplifier will boost or amplify your audio signal. This is useful if you have a high impedance headphone or would just like a bit more volume out of your portable device. The Verza amplifier rates at 150 milliwatts for each channel via USB and 130 milliwatts for portable Apple devices. I can rattle off all the specs, but it's better for everyone if I include that in the description. If that's what you wanted, just look down. And now for the digital to analog converter, or DAC. The Vamp Verza has 2 dedicated digital to analog converters: a USB audio DAC for computers and Android devices, and an iOS DAC for Apple devices. These DACs will bypass the one built into your device to minimize the processing of your audio. Some of you may be asking, well, what is that? Why do I want any of whatever that is? While your smartphone may be perfectly fine as it is, not many were designed with audiophiles in mind. Their built-in D to A converters often just suck. Reprocessing the signal they give you just doesn't make any sense. It's like trying to sharpen a blurry copy of a picture. You just won't have the original data. Now, I'd like to tell you how this device sounds, but listening is so subjective. Not to mention I'm human and my ears are far from perfect. Someone once told me that telling someone how something sounds is like trying to dance architecture. Instead, I'm going to try and show you how the Vamp will affect your signal. This method is simple but imperfect. Still, I'd like to give you a good idea. Here I have generated white noise. White noise is every frequency played at equal levels and makes a great tool for measuring audio equipment. I'll be using the Verza as this Max sound card and record that audio. Then we'll measure it with a spectrum analyzer and we should have a good picture of what the Vamp Verza is doing. So let's take a few seconds of audio, about 20, and use that for our frequency analysis. First we'll do the original signal. From 0 to 47 kilohertz, we have what looks like fuzz, all within 0.5 decibels across the board. Now let's look at what came out of the Vamp Verza. It looks like I was about 1.5 dB short in my knob turning skills, but you can now get a good picture of what we've translated our white noise into. Once again, every frequency hovers within 0.5 decibels of one another, from 0 Hz to 17 kilohertz. After 17 kilohertz, we begin to see a drop in signal, and when you hit 20 kilohertz, which is at the very top of the human hearing range, it diminishes by 20 dB and completely drops out before 21 kilohertz. While scary to look at, this can be attributed to the line input of the iMac, which only has a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Like I said, this method is imperfect. Overall, from this graph, it looks as though very little color is added to the signal by the Verza itself. This is definitely great news for purists looking for a good amp to drive their lossless audio. Altogether, the Vamp Verza is a great addition to your portable rig, one we're glad to carry both in-store and online at ACGears.com. So, if you'd like to give the Verza a try, just come to our New York store to check it out. Thanks for watching ACGears TV, and we hope to see you soon.